know you are that girl. I know you see me. Can you see me? KP, I know you see me calling you, girl. Ooh, KG, that was cute. Yes, ma'am, KG. I know this service is working. I have Verizon Wireless. Our service don't break down. No. Yes, Janae. Work me, Janae. You have an incoming call, girl. Answer the phone. Now.
Hello. Hi, Jasma.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm well. Thank you for asking. Girl, you so pregnant. This is number 3, right?
Yes.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, for the people who don't know who Jasma is, go ahead and give a quick introduction of yourself.
Ooh. Okay. So my name is Jasma. I am from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm 35. I graduated from Jackson State in 2007. What else about me? I went to high school here in Memphis, of course. I graduated in 2003. What else? I have 2 children, 1 on the way, 2 boys, and a girl on the way. So I'm happy about that. I just recently got married in June. And I'm very nervous all the time, and I'm really nervous about this.
I'm the same way. Like, I get nervous when I speak to people, even in person. So, eventually it'll go away. I know for me, once I get more into the interview, it goes away. But you don't have to be nervous at all because I'm nervous too. Okay. So, let's start with the age that you started dancing.
Okay. So, I started in 4th grade. So, I was about, I guess, 9. Before that, I was a cheerleader. My mom always had me in some type of activities. I cheered for like this little peewee team. Mm-hmm. And after that, I became interested in this little majorette group at this community center, Ed Rice. And so we went, I tried out, and I could not dance, by the way. So I had to be taught how to do majorette style. Anyway, I started about 9 years old with community center, Ed Rice. Then when I got like in middle school or high school, I started dancing with another community group called the Golden High Steppers. Mm-hmm. And then I started dancing for my high school majorette squad. I danced there for 4 years. I was like co-captain my junior year, captain my senior year, and then Jackson State. And then after that, I just kind of did my own thing here and there. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember seeing the high school videos when y'all had the white skirts, the ponytails. Actually, Jasmine so little. Okay, so what would you, or how would you define the term J-set?
So, I would define it as women who embody a certain image, like prestige and elegance and fierceness. Not being afraid to be bold, and confidence. Even when you really don't feel it, you learn how to. You learn how to be that by the other women around you. So that, and I would say different. What else? So many things. I will say that, for a long time, J-Set was all about tradition. And it still is about tradition, but elevation as well, and evolving into something a little bit more, keeping to the tradition, but evolving into something a little bit more. So I would say all of those things define J-Set, and I probably missed a whole lot. But that's the gist of it.
Okay, all right. So when you describe the term JSET, what made you want to be, or made you want to be a JSET?
Okay, so in high school, so I was always, I think, pretty decent at dancing, but I wasn't always confident. So for me, I wasn't always interested in dancing after high school. And then this guy, Armand, he was friends with one of the coaches that I used to dance for. And I think he saw me at a game or a competition or something. He approached my mom and got her going. And she was like, you should go to Jackson State. But hey, I was going to Southern, but I wasn't going to dance. I was just going to go to Southern because that's where I wanted to go. Mm-hmm. And I went. I was like, okay, I'll go try out. We'll see. I'm probably not going to make it. Child. I went in there and I made it. And I think that was the best decision I ever made.
Okay, so it's different hearing how you found out about the J6 or actually went to go try out. It's kind of like you got scouted in a way to go to Jackson State.
I've always known about them. Like, even my coaches from my Golden High Stepper, Diamond and Rick, all of them, I think, kind of took whatever we were doing, and I think they kind of modeled it after certain colleges. Jackson State was one of those colleges. So a lot of the girls, I would hear them talk about it, but it was like, I was like, well, whatever. I probably won't, if I'm not interested, whatever. Not even realizing that I really did want to, but maybe I was just a little bit insecure about it. Maybe I didn't think I would make it or whatever, but I did make it. And from there, I was like, okay. I'm excited about it.
You came out first round, second round, or third round?
Then listen, I think it was the first round. I think somebody tell me if I'm lying, but I think it was the first round.
Well, that's a good accomplishment. You didn't think you were gonna make it, and you come out first round.
Yeah, I was pretty decent. I wasn't that, but I feel like at that time I was decent to catch on. Dancing with community teams versus high school, I learned how to catch on fast. Able to catch it really quickly. And if I probably wasn't doing it right, at least I could kind of blend and get through it. And I wasn't always really a hard dancer. I danced really soft, so I didn't really know how that would go over. But I guess, okay, she got potential.
All right, so we're going to get into that part. You mentioned that you wasn't a hard dancer, so we're going to talk about how you transformed. All right, so prior to trying out for the J6, what were your expectations going in?
I did not know what to expect. No idea. When I got in, it was like shock. When I went down there and I was no longer around like my mom, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm here by myself. I cried every night during like band camp. It was so hard. I didn't know what to expect. So every day I'm just like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how this is gonna be, but I'm not gonna quit. There's one thing I knew. I wasn't gonna quit, but it was hard and I cried a lot. And I missed my mama and my family, my friends from home, but I made new friends. I learned how to adjust, and I made it through, but it was tough. It was tough for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the tryout process like? Actually, did you expect to, or did you know that you had to go through interviews and stuff?
Yeah, I kind of was prepped a little bit. Armand, he kind of knew because he's family with Afroshana, so I guess he was affiliated with the band for a long time or whatever, so he kind of was like, okay, you got to do an interview, you have to do body cut, and I'm like, okay, so I did the interview. It went pretty good. I think I remember Doc asking me something about Memphis Girls, something, I don't know. Good. But so interviews, I made it past interview, and then I think straight from the interview, we went to body cut and the agility part, and then was there a cut after that? No, you got a chance to do your own routine still, I think, and then there was the cut, and then they let you know who moves on to the next day or whatever, and you learn the routine. So we learned the routine like in the morning time, like 8 to 12 or something. Then we took a break, and then some of us went back up there later on and were dancing and trying to get it and sweating and nervous. Everybody. And then that Sunday around 3, we would do the routine in groups, and that was kind of how it went. Yeah.
Okay, so with tryouts, you came in at a time when tryouts were open. How was that for you? Like and back then they used to pack it out. So how was that for you?
And other gym too. We were in that TB Ellis gym, so it was kind of small. Everybody was close. It was like, man, people, they had a signs. I can't remember nobody saying anything bad about me, but I do remember after. Was it my routine? I think after I did my routine, I danced to Nights by Nights. I remember the band directors tapping their feet. Crowd counting off like 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, come on. Because I was like, oh my God, they waiting. And I didn't go yet. And then they was like, hey, where you gonna go? and then I remember when I got done, Nene, she's OJ6. She's like, she ain't bucking. I remember about that. But I did my best, so I made it through. I was like, okay. But I wasn't bucking yet. She said I wasn't bucking.
Okay, so with the tryouts being open, do you feel like having open tryouts is a hindrance to girls when they're trying out, or do you feel like it helps them get ready for the season?
Considering what you will go through, as far as what people will say, what you will hear people say, I think that having open tryouts is good. It can get the girls ready for something that they never even experienced, that they will experience if they make it. And it's not easy. So you have to go through that every time at a game or wherever it is that you're performing, at a parade. It's going to be people around. They're going to say things. They're going to say exactly how they feel. And you have to learn how to be able to, I guess, hear it, but not be affected by it. Good or bad. So it's good to have open auditions.
Yeah, I agree. It kind of, gets the nervousness out. Like, okay, I did it. So I'll be ready to do this during the season.
Let me tell you something. I was always nervous. Every time I danced, right before I danced, I always said, why do I do this? And then we start dancing. Because that feeling, why do I do this? Like, I'm so scared.
I get it, though. I'm a nervous person, too. Like, anxiety will hit me right before. I know for me, I was in band. I went straight to drum major my first year, and being in the front, I was like, okay, I want to sit out, but actually going and just getting over it was like the best thing that could possibly happen for me.
Yeah.
So I totally understand where you're coming from with that. So you became a JSET under Nikila Gates. So what was it like your crab year under Nikila?
Okay, Nikila. She was tough. She pushed us. She always would tell me that I needed to dance bigger, harder. I would always find someone to mimic. I'm a good mimicker. Like, I could look at you, and after a while, I could dance like you. So I tried to dance like her as much as I could. And then I stood next to Koi. She was short. And so whenever I was beside her, she was who I could see. So I tried to just do whatever she did. So one thing Nikila would always push in me, because I was so small, she's like, you need to dance harder. You need to dance harder. You need to dance harder. You know, so that was the thing for me. Dance harder. I liked her though because she pushed me. Me and all my sisters, like she pushed, and I would say she had good leadership. She, you know, her and Miss Worthy worked together good, so she ran the team pretty good. Yeah, it was good working under her. She was a great influence. Like, I really looked up to her and wanted to just dance just like her right there. And yeah, so it was good dancing under her.
Okay. So she made you, you know, dance harder. With you coming from, you know, the community background, were you familiar with the style that they had, that the J6 were, and did you have to make any adjustments besides dancing harder?
I was familiar. When I got down there to learn stand routines, I knew a lot of them already. Mm-hmm. They weren't right, of course. Clearly, they were wrong. The way we dance in Memphis is different. So I was made aware of that. So it's like I was kind of like broken down just to be back up. Mm-hmm. So I felt like I couldn't dance many days. But the girls was like Crystal, she was tough, and she was like, I hate dance. You dance like you from Memphis. I hate how y'all dance. you had to dance like you, like. So I would always ask for help. You know, that was like something that I always did. I was like, look, let me ask this girl for help because she keep getting on me. So let me just work with her. So I would just be like, hey, can you show me how to do it right? Because we had like this little jerk, you know, Memphis dance. Mm-hmm. So I had to I still had it, you know, in me, but I was trying to not dance like that. Mm-hmm. It was so hard. It was the hardest thing. So it's almost like you kind of wish you didn't know about it, so you could just come in, and, you know, and they could just teach you how to be like. But it was tough trying because you don't realize what your body is doing until you see it. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you don't see it. And you're like, man, I did look a little off. I do stand out a little bit. So it's like I just had to be broken down basically by those girls to build back up to look like them. So that's the reason why I tried so hard to look like Nikila, because I knew I danced different. And then I remember my senior year in high school. Here I go. I called myself going online. I looked up one of the J-Set routines, and I learned it. I don't remember which one it was, but I learned it, and I went and taught my girls, and we did it at a competition. I think that's where Armand saw me, too. He's like, this girl taught her team this routine, and I think that's what made him. But, yeah, I thought I was doing something. One dude, I broke all the way down.
Okay, so what upperclassmen, I guess you would probably say Nikila, but what upperclassmen did you admire the most your crab year?
Admire? So, I like Nikila a lot. I like Crystal. She was so mean to me, but I liked how she danced. So, I was like, can you just help me look like you? Like, that's kind of how it was. Janier, I thought she was really funny. Always funny. Kind of mean, too, but still funny. You could see, like, she had a sweet side. I was like, okay, she kind of, I like her. I loved how she would do her moves so full out. And so I would watch her to try to do certain things like pulling and rolling, because I wasn't really good with those things. And I would watch her. So I like Janier. It was some other girl, Nadia. She was always like a real big sister. Like, I could go and ask her for some, hey, I need some advice. So I felt comfortable. She would make you feel comfortable. I loved Teray. She was always so nice. Just wasn't mean. And Doobie was like my big sister, like real, like big sister. She was like, "Can you come do my hair? Come roll my hair," because I could roll hair. So every time on the bus, she wanted me to roll her hair, and we got we just got close.
Mm-hmm.
All of those girls that I can remember stands out. Yeah, those.
Okay. So quite a few that you kind of cling to. So before you even tried out for J6, you mentioned that you did, watch some videos and you knew who they were, but was there ever a J6 that you just looked at and said, I want to be as good as her?
Before getting there?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay. And when you got on the team, it was Crystal?
Nikila. It was Nikila, Crystal, Janier. And all of those girls it was different reasons. Like, I love this energy.
Right.
And her energy, like, she just keep going and going and going.
Mm-hmm.
The ear could just move. I wanted to move like her. Like, got this finesse.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal just was helpful. Like, even though she would say little things, she would still help me. So I always went to her for help. Mm-hmm. Like, can you do this the right way? Teray was just really nice. Doobie was just like my sister. Like, she was, for many different reasons, I looked up to each of them for different. Yep.
Okay. So would Crystal be the one that gave you the most tough love?
Yeah. Gave me tough love too. I think Janier might have saw something in me, and she just was trying to pull it out. Cause she was always like, "Give it some more, give it, do it again." Yeah.
I figured Crystal, just by she looks like she has that standing attention look to her.
That's so honest about it. Like, I don't like what you're doing right now. And I'm like, and so for me, I'm like, well, can you help me? Mm-hmm. So then, instead of just, because I already felt bad, I'm like, okay, well, can you just show me? I'm trying to do good.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. Who was the silliest J-set your crab year?
My crab year? Mm-hmm. So we were silly, me and my sisters, but I feel like I was funny, but Janier. She was so funny. Boy, she was hilarious.
I can imagine. I know when I did interview with her, she said she was the silliest her crab year, so she hilarious. Probably took that next year too.
Man, she was hilarious.
Okay, so what was the hardest field routine your crab year?
So let me think about what we did my crab year. We did Justin Timberlake. We did Crazy in Love and Jam. I can't remember if we did something else. So I was maybe Justin Timberlake. Mm-hmm. There was like a little part where we had to fall to the ground, like from up. That was kind of tough, but once we got it, it was fun to me. That was kind of hard. And then Jam, the beginning of Jam, opening up and doing all the fast movements, that was kind of hard. That was it, I think. I love Crazy in Love. The little leg lift was hard to hold and then roll backwards. But overall, it wasn't that hard. Mm-hmm. So I would say Jam and Justin Timberlake.
Okay. Speaking of Jam, y'all did that routine twice in the rain. Was that hard?
In Memphis. I remember because I'm from Memphis. And, yeah, we did.
So y'all did it, I think, okay, so the Memphis game, y'all had on Dallas, I think. And then there was another game. I think I had the liquid silver outfit on, the two-piece. And y'all did both of those in the rain. Is it hard for y'all to dance in the rain on the field, or do you like dancing in the rain?
What can make it hard? I liked it. I'll say exciting because we were hyped. So like, we're gonna get out there. I can't. Yeah, we had like a little chant before we went out there. What makes it hard is if water gets in your eyes, or like if you can't see, or your hair smacks you in the face. That hard. But besides that, it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun.
Did you enjoy the first time? I know looking at the field show from Memphis, you look like you had fun. I mean, you are back home. But would you say you enjoyed the Memphis game more or that last game of when y'all did it in Liquid Silver?
I would say the Memphis one. That's the one that stands out the most to me in my mind, considering how long it was ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say because we were at home. Well, I was at home. And another thing, being at home, not knowing if you're going to be able to dance in the rain. Like, oh my God, I hope they don't cancel it. Because, hope they don't say we can't go out there because it's raining. And knowing that, oh no, we finna go out here. And we was so hyped. Like, we had like this little chant. Like, we was ready. Something. I was excited with that game. So, stands out the most. So, I can't really remember the other one all too well.
Yeah. Yeah, it was later in the season. It was the same routine. It was it was a home game that time. But y'all had on the silver two-piece and did the jam routine.
I like jam, by the way. That was one of my favorite routines.
I was going to ask you, do you like, because they brought that song back your year too.
I think I still know jam a little bit. I kind of think I know it. But so yeah, that was one of my favorites. I loved probably every routine my freshman year. I liked Justin Timberlake. I love Crazy in Love. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Okay.
And if we did another one, I can't remember.
Well, it was a long time ago. That was, 17 years ago?
Has it? Oh, Lord.
Not to age you or anything, but because you look good for 35. I'm going to just put that out there. You look like, I don't know if you know who she is, but my favorite singer, Ashley Harris.
I don't know her.
Y'all look alike. Y'all look just alike to me. And she was capped in 2012, and y'all look like y'all are in the same age group. So you look good for your age.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm a little fat right now. I got a baby. She breaking me out. I'm fat, but that's okay. It's all for a healthy baby. We'll be all right.
Yes, please. Is there a field show that you wanted to do that you never got the chance to do?
No, because, again, I didn't really know much before getting there. But let me say, because I'm going to tell you, I got a chance to do swoop. So the hype about swoop, I knew about it before getting there. I did hear about this routine swoop. Mm-hmm. So I looked up and I'm like, oh my God, it looks so fun. They did so good on the field, on the videos I saw. Mm-hmm. To get a chance to do it. And I got a chance to do it twice. Mm-hmm. So I don't remember what year. It could have been my senior year. No, because it was me, Tara. Maybe it was my junior year we did it. We had on Shake Your Pants, I want to say. We did swoop. We learned swoop, and we had to do cuts. And me and Tara, because we were really close, we both made it. Mm-hmm. And we were really excited to do it. Because we were, girl, we get a chance to do swoop. And I got a chance to do it again when we came back for that homecoming. Mm-hmm. Can't remember what year that was. We had on like the red.
2011.
Yeah, and I got a chance to do it then. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was hard. It's a hard routine.
Yeah, everybody says it's a hard routine.
That is the hardest routine I had to do. Swoop was hard.
Okay. The 99 line just went off with that routine because everybody say that is the hardest routine.
A lot of energy, and then you moving every which way, and then you want to execute the moves. Mm-hmm. So it's so much going on, so fast.
Did you have to travel?
Yeah. I always travel.
And you're the smallest one.
Mm-hmm.
Super
From
short.
That, I got used to it. I just got used to it. Because I knew that if I didn't travel right, I wasn't going to make that cut. Because, like, I made the cut and then I got on the field and didn't make it or whatever, like, I just knew I had to do it, so.
Right. Just get it over with. So, with you being a freshman and being a JC, how did you manage, a full course load and being a JSET?
My freshman year coursework, it wasn't really hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't hard. I could say freshman year, school-wise, was basic stuff, English. It wasn't hard. So I wasn't really too, I guess, it wasn't hard as far as education-wise. That was easy. The hard part was having the energy to go to practice every day, be there as late as you have to be, and do good every day, and then be around the other girls. You having to build yourself up every day to go in there because you about to look crazy. And they gonna tell you look crazy. I don't want to hear it. You gotta hear it to build your. You gotta. So every day was like, cause I have anxiety. Every day was like, my stomach hurt. I don't really want to go, but I'm going. That was like every day for me. Until, I started getting more comfortable. Started getting a little more like, oh, you did good. Making cuts. I think that'll boost you up a little bit. You start to see like, okay, we all can feel like the way I'm feeling because we all have to go through cuts. So even though I'm a freshman and they owe me like white on rice, when it's cut day, everybody quiet. Everybody nervous. So I look at that type of stuff and I be like, oh, we're the same in a sense. And you start to view it different. It got better as the year went on. So as the season went on, rather. But at first, it was really, really hard for me. Every day, I was like, I want to go.
Dreaming to go to practice.
They'll be talking about how I look crazy. Yeah, got better.
So what was practice like during your time as a JSET? So let's say you still a JSET at the time. How was the week?
So practice will start about 5:30. Cannot be late. If you're late, you're going to get a lap for every minute. Get into practice. We stretched for a pretty long time. I think we ran. I want to say we would meet at the track 2 to 3 days out of the week, I think. And we would have to run like 2 miles. It was timed most of the time it was timed. About 18 or 20 minutes, something like that. I was always a good runner, but I ran. I didn't really like it, but I did it. And then we would go to the gym, stretch. Then we would go over whatever. Like, typically you would be going over stands, breaking down stands, and we would just go through all the stands and then breaking down routines. Whatever routine we were going to do, we broke that down. Break that down at the beginning of the week. And then when cuts came around, I think we did cuts either on Wednesdays or Thursdays. Sometimes we did them on Wednesdays, if I'm not mistaken. And then we would just run through cut day. You run through everything like a full game. You get ready. You come in the stadium. You do get ready. You do all the stands. Run through every single stand. And then after that, I think we did that after we did the routine cut. So you do the routine cut first. Then boom, you run through all the stands. Then boom, so-and-so made it. We don't know about you yet. You go, let me see how you look on the field. Sometimes it was like, and then sometimes we would get out there on the field and then maybe somebody wasn't doing real good out there because it's different. Moving on the field versus when you're inside. So that's kind of how each week went typically. Probably not in their order exactly, but that's kind of how it would go.
Okay. So I think Janier said the same thing. Some people get cut at the field. Sometimes,
if you was really looking crazy, or you could get pulled to the side, like, okay, let's work. Because sometimes with traveling and stuff, when you get out there, you get a chance to see what the way she's traveling doesn't look right. So let's fix it. And then what if she can't fix it right? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. So, which captain, because you only danced under Nikila and Nadia, so which captain would you say was on you the most about, not necessarily you, but just in terms of leadership, was on you the most about making sure everything looked as a unit?
I guess I could say Nikila, maybe I would say. She seems to be big on everybody looking like one, having energy. She seems to, yeah. I mean, Nadia was too, but she was a little more, I don't know how to describe it, but I guess I would say Nikila.
Okay.
If I had to choose.
All right. And most people would say, like, they say the captain they crabbed under because you are a crab at the time, so it's like they're going to be on you the most.
Yeah, for sure.
So after your crab year, is there a girl that joined the team the following year that you kind of took under your wing?
You know what? I don't know. I can't say, because I never really was the type to take people under my wing. That thing. I liked all the girls. I was always willing to help, but I didn't know. I can't say that I was always kind of like nurturing. I would just probably be like, "You need some help? I help you," or "Come on, let me do this," or "Come here, that ain't right." But I can't say that it was one that I took under my wing, but there were some that were like my favorites or whatever. Like, I enjoyed Saki. She was always really funny and sweet. Chloe, of course. Amanda, me and Amanda, back in school, we were pretty cool. Who else? Tay, Maddie. But I can't really say that I'm like, oh, that's my little baby. I took it. I don't really.
Okay. Did somebody take you under their wing?
Let me see. Me and I'm gonna say Doobie, cause she always treated me like her little sister. So I'll say Doobie. Nadia.
Okay.
Nadia. I'll even go as far as to say Janier. You know, she was always a person that you could kind of talk to. Like, even though you could see that she could be a little bit hard on you, she was still like, you could get some advice. Like, if you was I'm just feeling kind of depressed today. I'm not feeling, like, okay, boo, it's gonna be okay. You know, she was a person that you could kind of talk to.
Okay. Well, it's nice when you got, more than one person that you can go to.
Yeah, you gotta. Like, let me see. I like her. I see she playing hard, but I help there. Help that line. It's tough.
All right, so Capital City Classic 2004. You and Janier get the chance to lead during fifth quarter, and that was, I think you led Happy Feeling. How did it feel to actually be in front at a game leading before you even got announced as captain?
Nervous, nerve-wracking, kind of surprising too. You know, you can just about like expect it sometimes, but you never honestly really know. Like, you can say, okay, Janier's probably gonna get up there, or maybe another person about to be a senior, maybe me or maybe somebody else. You never really know. So getting it up there is like, okay, you, what? Me? Okay. Do this. But it's always so much harder than it looks, of course. You're nervous. I was nervous. I guess I was very, very nervous.
So what? How does that even like happen? Like, does Ms. Worthy just literally say, like, she don't tell you before the game? She tells you at the game.
I don't recall knowing that was gonna happen. We know. Well, let me say this: we know it's gonna happen because I think it's during the time when the seniors go down on the something. I think. I think that's how it is. We go down there and we have fun. Like when you a senior, you get to be on the field and you just having fun. And I think that's how it went and stuff. I don't think so. We know that somebody had to lead, so we kind of knew, but we didn't know who.
Who?
Yeah. So I can't say that I prepared for it. I don't remember preparing for it. So
I mean, you got up there, you threw the counts like as if you was captain that year. So. You and Janelle both got up there and did it like with no problem. Like, so we couldn't tell if you were nervous or not.
You know, and what makes that, probably a lot of us could probably get up there and do that. And that's because of how our weekly tryouts will go. Because, you know, sometimes, not every time the captain would be in front throwing it, you might ask somebody else to in and throw while you watch the girls and make sure everybody's looking good or whatever the case may be. So it's kind of like most of us will get a chance to do it anyway. So we were kind of prepared a little bit, just by how our seasons would go. Okay.
So what was your reaction when you found out that you would be the next 2-year captain?
So that's a moment that I do remember. It's not a lot I remember as time has gone on, but there was a moment I remember. I was, I wanted to be so happy, but I was kind of like, really? Because I expected Janier to get it. I kind of felt like, oh man, like, really? Like, so it took me a while to process what I was about to take on. I will say that I was shocked, a bit surprised. I was happy. But then again, I was kind of like,
like you gotta do this.
This is about to be a lot. So I just felt like it was so much to do. Like in my mind, I was like, it took me a while to process like what. And then for the next 2 years, I was like, wow, that's a big responsibility.
So was yours like Charlotte? In Charlotte's situation, she got announced the day of the merge and was told that she was going to be captain. Was yours before the merge?
They announced the captain at the summer, at which tryout? I think it was the first tryout. It was announced. Like, you know how we had those 2 tryouts? That first tryout, it was announced.
Okay. So you already knew.
Yep, I knew going the summer. I knew. Yep.
Did you have to make a summer tryout routine?
I think I did. I think so. Because my memory bad. I do think that I had to make up a routine for the next tryout. I think. So, yeah. And then I remember for that tryout routine, I remember Afrashana. She helped me with my routine, my first routine.
Okay. That's huge. You got Afrashana Butler coming in and, okay, I'm going to help you with this. So what do you think it was that Miss Worthy saw in you to name you captain?
I don't know. Because I'm going to tell you. Well, I guess I can say I do know. But I'm going to just start by the things that I know that I did not step up to do a lot of times. I really was one to step up and make up a whole lot of things. I would make up stuff or I would throw in a little, oh, he could do this. But I didn't never really do that. I would always just be out to myself working on my own stuff or with a group working on some stuff. So in that sense, I didn't do a whole lot. Or girls needed help. If they ask me again, I'm here. Well, I volunteered to like step up and do certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and that's because I just never wanted to overstep my place or whatever. So
Right.
I mean, I was always available, but I just never did that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it could have been maybe my personality. Maybe she saw leadership skills in ways that I wasn't aware I was showing.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that I'm a great follower. Like, I followed well. Like, if you say clap your hands 5 times, if that's what the team got to do, I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just kind of did whatever I was supposed to do. I just did that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's it.
Okay. So going into band camp, did you have a clear vision of how you wanted your squad to look?
No, not a clear vision. I can say that I knew that I wanted to do good with like stands and making sure I would do them back to back. Like, that was a thing for me. I didn't like dead air like a song. I just wanted to dance. But a clear vision, like a vision, I didn't. I probably should have, but I didn't. I just wanted to do good though, and I wanted the girls to feel like I was doing a good job.
Mm-hmm.
So I I would always talk to them and be like, "What do you guys think? You know, everybody good?" So I think I was more so the type of captain, like, we gotta do good, we gonna do good, but how y'all feeling about it?
Mm-hmm. You wanted feedback.
I cared about how they felt, and I wanted us to all look good, but I didn't see a need to change much, if that makes sense. I didn't really see a need to change much, but of course I wanted to add to and make sure, like, we were looking the best we could. Because I didn't feel like we were looking bad my freshman or sophomore year. So I can't say that there was nothing major I wanted to change other than just throwing hands back to back.
Right. Okay. So of the 4 years that you danced, which field show would you say was your favorite?
I liked my first routine. I think I did it in tryouts to Marie Touch. Don't be afraid to touch. I can't remember what we did it to. What did we dance to? We might have danced to. What routine did we do to rub you the right way? Which I didn't. I don't love that song, but the routine was okay. So I liked my first tryout routine. It was called Touch, but I can't remember what song we did it to. That was one of my favorites. And then I enjoyed Swoop. I enjoyed doing Swoop. And then I liked Jam.
Okay, so Jam, I don't know. It seems like whenever Jam does go on the field, it's gonna hit either way. I don't know if it's the song.
What about the routine? I think it's the song too, Jam.
Mm-hmm. Especially in the stands.
Ooh, that thing, what? I like that song, so
yeah. Me too. What would you say is the most memorable moment for you as a J-Set?
Memorable. Being announced as captain, I remember it vividly. That was cool.
Okay. Let's see. Are there some stands that you created when you were on the team or after?
What? I don't remember. I think I want to say I know for sure 2 that I brought from Memphis. I changed them up a little bit. But I think it was like 1, 2, 3, and 4. You did that. We added like some little something on the end. And then one we did like this, and you dip around and rub. Those 2, and I'm sure it was some more. I can't remember if I made this one up. Or it was something. But I might have got some help with it or something. I can't remember. But I could say I made up some. I just don't remember all of the ones.
What about the slow one that got brought back 2015?
What's
It's you reach out to the side with your left, you bring it around your head, go up and pretty. You put it, cuff your butt, you go down, you look up, you turn, and then...
Did I? I don't think I made that up.
Okay. It came in your year, though, because we had never seen that count.
I don't think I don't know. I don't think I did.
Okay.
I want to take credit. I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay. Are there any field shows that you helped choreograph?
I have given a few moves, sent in a few moves to, like, within the last 5 years. Don't remember the name of the song. But I have, yes, I have given some moves for the field show recently. Yep.
I like I know with Janir, she's done the same thing. I like hearing that the J-Sits from the early 2000s, and even before that, come back and, you know, say, here, I want to give y'all this if y'all want to use it.
Well, see, me, and that's another thing with me, I never offer, like, I might have stuff, but I don't think to be like, hey, I got these moves, let me give them to you. But, like, if somebody asks me, I'm like, yeah, girl, I got you. It's the next day, I might have like 5 accounts ready for you. And I'm like, hey.
I was going to say, because some of the stuff you do at your clinics and your classes and stuff, I'm like...
And you know, it's the easiest. It's like the easiest thing though. Like to make up stands or something for me, it's just like easy. But like routines is not as easy because you know you want to switch it up. I'm not real good at that. But stands, I can give you some stands. I said, well, let me hear that music. Okay.
You can ship them out. Oh my goodness, I keep looking at you and like, this looks like Ashley. Let me show you Ashley because every time I look, I see Ashley. Y'all look so much alike. I just gotta show you Ashley real quick. On top of that, both of y'all have she normally has like this big curly hair, and I know you got curly hair too.
Your hair nice. Look at your hair.
Thank you. I try. I get sick of it.
Look, I know what you use for your hair, because my little boy, he got curly hair like you. I don't be knowing what to use for his hair.
I use
my
Eco
hair
Styler.
looks different. My hair won't curl like that, but his hair will curl just like this.
Eco Styler. Gel.
I got some too. I brought some. I'm going to use it on his hair and see how it does.
It works real good. Like, if I wash it, it'll still be curly, but it's the texture of it, like the front is like, if I do this, it's straight. I have to finger coil it in order for it to coil up, and the rest of it is just, I don't know why the front is like that though.
Yeah. My little baby, it's for me to do his little hair.
So while I find this picture, let me see here. Okay, so your year you bought the reverse row formation where it goes you, short and sassy, Eminem, tall and tough, Eminem, short and sassy. What made you think, let's try this?
Just trying to do something different. You know, like towards the end of the season, we always like to come up with some new stands or come up with something new that we can introduce. And in Memphis, back at home, we would always do little things like that. You know, not exactly like the front to back thing, but just little sections here or whatever. So I just thought that would be cool. And so I was like, let's try it.
I find that interesting because you're from Memphis, and Tiara, the 2014 J-Set captain, she's also from Memphis, and she brought some formations too. She did some lines, like zigzag through the stands and popcorn and all. I'm like, this is and we can tell which girls are from Memphis. Like you, Brittany Jones, Tiara, Michaela Court. It's something about y'all that just say, oh, she's from Memphis.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about this, but yeah.
So what gets you into that creative mind? So you said you can make stands up easily. So what gets you there?
The music, like feeling the music.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you feeling the music, like, ooh, I feel like I could just. When you just start doing it, look stupid, and then you start getting up, like, okay, now I can make it look good. And you look in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Janine's interview, and she was saying how she could dream about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I do that, and sometimes I may lay there, and it's like this little dancer in my head, just doing stuff. And I'm like, okay, let me get up. Let me do it. And then music, it just, I don't know. Like, making those things is easy. I love that. Like, the fact that it's still so easy.
Right.
'Cause now, I'm not doing any kind of dancing right now. But when I hear music, I'm like, ooh, I start moving. And I create stuff. I record it. And hardly ever. But I should probably start recording it. And just kind of giving it to somebody, giving it to the girl. Like, today home.
I'm telling you, because the stands I see on that you do on Instagram, I'm like, this is some. And even Tiara still do stuff like that too, and I'm like, okay, can we ship it to the J6? Because it would look so good to see, you know, them do stuff like what y'all do on Instagram. I'm like, oh, if they send this to them and we get them doing this in unison, oh, everybody done. Clear. And you said that you can also think of it like, you know, while you probably laying down in bed or sleep. And it's interesting because Janir, you, Kayla, Amber from the Stingettes, she said they all say the same thing.
It's like a little person, literally. Even when you learn a routine and you trying to remember it, say you learn something, some choreography, and you just like having the hardest time remembering it. You can go to sleep or you can just lay there and it's like a little dancer in your head that you can see. And they can do it for you. And when you get up, you got it. It's
I think that's a gift because everybody's not that way. Like for me, I'm like how you said in the beginning, like you can put the music on and be like, oh, okay, do this, do that, and third. But to actually, I guess it's like a premonition if you ask me. Like if you can see it and then do it.
And it's a feeling too. Like a way you can feel your body move and then you be like, oh, okay. Let me add this hand. And then if you can see it, if you can visualize it, you can just kind of see how 10 people would look doing that same thing. And you're like, oh, that would look so good. Now, I have gotten better with that over the years. Like, it was like that a little bit at Jackson State. But I didn't really use a lot of creativity at Jackson State until I was, like, captain. After that, though, when I wasn't dancing too much right after college, but when I started getting into it within the last, few years ago, as a grown woman, it was just like the passion for it came like back, and it's just like all I wanted to do. And I had this little dance in my head. I'm like, okay, you gonna do that tomorrow in class, or you know.
Okay, so what would you say was the most anticipated game during your years as a J6?
Okay, so for me, was always the Southern Heritage Classic. That was fun. And then that was my most anticipated. And then I like Southern. Like, we would hype up, say, oh, it's Southern Week, baby. You know, Capital City Classic was another one, too. That was kind of hype. But my two favorite games will always be Coming Home for the Memphis game and Southern.
Okay.
Southern, I can remember Southern games. Even Capital City Classic games, we would not sit down. We would do every stand. Like, I'm saying we danced. It was like a full competition, the whole game.
Would you say it was not like a set thing where, you know, you and another captain from another team say, "Are we gonna battle?" But would you say it was kind of like a battle, like, as far as like a competition?
Yeah, I can say that. Like, I may not have known a lot of the girls, like, on the other teams. Some of them were familiar because of like little band Greek organizations and stuff like that. Like, oh, you know, hey girl, you know. But we didn't really know each other, some of us. But yes, it was competition. Like, we knew the band was gonna go back to back, so we know we had to go back to back.
Right, and that's when y'all usually bring out the guns, like the new stands.
Like, every stand. Repeating so many, and I'm like, I'm sure it's something that I'm missing. Because you dancing so much. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, that's when you really use every stand that you go over and cut.
Even bring back the old stands that people didn't... Because I know you did do some old stands that we really don't see today. But I know that you know, tried to go back as far in the book as you could to throw them stands out.
Because I know, like, now when I see the girls, a lot of the stuff that they do, I don't know. Because it's new. Most of it is new. And they do a few of the old stands. You know, just not a whole lot. So things have really changed.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, but if you think about it, your last year's captain was 14 years ago. So it's a lot gonna come in within that time. But they still do some of the stuff that y'all used to do.
Yeah. I'm okay with it. I think, shoot. I'm going to tell you, for a few years in between, I didn't really pay a lot of attention. I was real caught up in my own world, doing my own thing. And these last few years, like this with Kayla and Dom and Morgan and all of those girls, I started paying a little bit more attention these past 2 years, because they was being creative, and I hey, they dancing down there. I wish we could have did that.
Right.
Or this routine to this song. I'm like, oh my God. Like, it was so entertaining.
Yeah. Is there some things that, like, and it's probably with the change in administration, but with Miss Worthy, is there some things that you wanted to do that just got completely shot down?
No. I say no, but I will say I wish that sometimes we could have danced to more, like, different songs or something, like on a field or something. Sometimes I feel like we kind of stuck with the same little old school type stuff, maybe because the band was used to, I don't know, and maybe I could have asserted myself a little bit more there, maybe. Cause like, rub you that right way. Yeah, boy.
Believe it or not,
that was a good routine.
I don't know. We want to see some of those routines y'all did, and we want to hear some of those songs. And I find it ironic that y'all were like, okay, can we get new songs? And now we're like,
and I think that was because we were in it. We were in it, and we were just like, okay, we know tradition, but can we just... And I will say that even now, older, because I'm gonna start back my classes once I have my baby and get back fine and everything. That's gonna help me get back fine. I like old school songs. I love them. They be hitting.
Yeah, when I look at your videos on Instagram, I hear the songs that, and it's not really band songs, but it's the actual song.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can always play some of those old school songs and just straight bust out with it.
Yes. I love No Parking, one of my favorites. I love BNGB, Don't Want to Lose Your Love. What else? What's the one? Dang, I can't think of it. I think of that. But yeah, I don't know. I like them. They give me.
So during your first ramp kick, going into the stadium, you wore Victoria, and then your last game, you wore the same uniform. Is that something that you planned?
No, because I didn't even realize that, honestly. On YouTube, I looked on YouTube years ago, and I saw that the first ramp kick was on there. I don't know that I ever went and saw the last one.
The last one, you wore Victoria, too?
That it was Victoria.
Same uniform. I was like, oh.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, because when I think about it, I'm like, oh, she probably said, okay, I came in up the ramp on this, so I want to go out with it.
It just happened like that. I didn't know. I didn't ever realize that.
I'll have to link them in the video. I'm going to put them on here when it goes on YouTube. All right, so are there any uniforms that came out after your years as a JSET that you would have liked to wear?
Yep, one. The one they had on that time, it's like silver here, got stuff. It's a bodysuit. It go around the neck. It's
silver
long pants. It's blue. But this part up here is swirly like
moonshine.
Ooh.
With the fringe on the side.
I put that on.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. We always say, I wonder how Tiara and Jasma would look with this uniform, because y'all got the bodies.
Look good, huh? Because she fine.
Y'all got the bodies, and especially when you wag.
I saw that uniform. I was like, oh my God, that's so cute. And you know what about it? It was different for J-State.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the embroidery here.
Right.
We don't really do that.
Mm-hmm.
We're always real simple with stuff, you know. That one was a little bit more, and I loved it.
Okay. Yeah, because you can see the little pickety pack on the uniform when the light hit it.
And they look so, like women.
Mm-hmm. When it first debuted at Honda in 16, and we was like...
I saw it.
Oh,
I was like,
at the Honda.
Love that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so good.
Right. I was honestly not expecting a new uniform for Honda, but when we seen it, we was like, ooh, that looks real nice.
I like that. Yep.
Are there any other ones that you would like to wear?
I don't really know. Because, you know, with my memory and my paying attention, nothing stands out that right now.
Okay.
No.
All right, so if not the J6, I know that you said you probably would have went to Southern, but if not J6, would you have tried out for any other team?
I don't think, now, Southern, you know, they were a little bit more like, I don't think I would have made it. I probably would have tried out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would have made it because of the style.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what their process is like. But I know that, like, from seeing them on the field, they do some technical things.
Mm-hmm.
Never really was... I mean, I kind of got decent with it over the years, but to make it at that level as a freshman coming in, I don't know that I would have made it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably tried out, because they were cute girls, and they had the cute little uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
So, but, nope.
Oh, Jason only. Okay, so you do participate in the homecoming festivities when they do happen. In 2016, you got to go on the field for Keep Watching. And in 2018, you were able to dance in the stands again. So what was it like to be able to grace the stands again?
Oh, let me tell you, I love stands. That's my favorite thing. I don't love the field.
Mm-hmm.
It's always hard for me. But stands, that's cool because, you know, we never, as alumni, got a chance to do that. You know what I mean? So that was, and you know what? That year was hard for me. That was 2018, you say? What year was that?
2018.
It was recent.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a hard time with my muscles. I was having muscle spasms. So the year that we get a chance to get in the stands, I'm happy to actually push myself so hard. I really didn't even get a chance to go as hard as I would like to because my body was just acting up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was pretty dope. I wish we could do that again.
I hope so. Because we saw you, Marcus.
Was you there? Was you near it? Did you near do it?
Janelle never come back and dance. I was like, why don't you? She was there. That's the funny thing. I said, why not? She just not come back.
It's all right.
But it was you.
The chance to dance together again.
Nakila, Marquise loving,
So
Tasha,
Kim,
Kim.
Yeah. I think we were close. I think were we next to each other?
I think she was. I think it was you, because the front row was only alumni. So it was Kayla, you. I want to say it was Marquise. Nikila was the anchor on the front row. I think she was behind you. She was behind you.
Yeah, I forgot they do. Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And then to like even to do anything with the current girls is always cool. Like I don't always know the girls like that because I don't keep up a lot. But for them to, hey Jazz, for them to know who I am, it makes me more interested to be, because I'm in Memphis and it's not that I'm super far away, but I kind of get so caught up in my own world that I never always been that way. Even as a J said, I was never just like the type of, hey, let me help here, let me do this. But as I got older and doing those and then seeing the girls, hey Jazz, I love you, you like my bag, it just made me feel like, oh, I gotta do more. You too, you're so cute, and you think so good. So yeah, it was cool.
Did y'all have to practice the stands? Kayla threw the stands that y'all would know. Yeah,
I don't remember that I don't think we practiced. I can't remember that we practiced which ones we was gonna do or not. I think that we had to kind of let her know what we knew, what we did. She had to. I think it was hard for her probably. No new stuff,
right?
We were old. We don't know how that new stuff.
And she danced to, I want to say y'all did 2 songs, but the one I know for sure that people were like, Jasma ain't lost the beat, was PYT. When she threw that first stand, and for some reason I feel like that's your favorite stand. That stand, because every time I see you throw it, you got like a little to it. What was she?
That was hard though, because my body wasn't acting right. Like my legs were hurt. I had cramped up so bad the night before when we were marching. I don't know if it's that I was low on electrolytes. I don't know what was going on, but my body just doing right. And I'm like, man, I ain't gonna be able to do it. We're finna do all these weeks. I'm not gonna be able to get my best. And I was so like, just push through. And so I'm glad that it came over like that. I was able to push through. Good enough, you know.
And not even the comments, but people who were recording, they were like, oh, Jasma's so fine. Jasma ain't lost a beat. Jasma look like these girls out here. I said, and you were out there doing it. I was at that game. I missed when y'all danced, though. But I did see y'all from the other side. And I was like, they danced in the stands. And I missed it because I didn't get there until they started playing Nick. But hopefully it happens again.
Another time. Who knows?
Right.
Who knows?
Is there anything that you wish that you might have done differently your years, as Jay said?
Yes. Oh my God. I think now, I don't think about this often, but that you asked me, yes, there are things I wish I would have done different. Just being open and honest. I would have liked to have done a few things differently as captain. Not only for myself, but for the team. I do, because for a while, I never looked back on footage or videos or things. I never looked back because I was done with it. I had like a few hard times during my time there. So I was traumatized a little bit. So I never would look at things on YouTube or whatever. But I did go back when I was in a space where I could go back and I could look and I could dissect it and I could say, okay, yeah, I could have done that better. I could have put more into that. I could have worked the girls out a little bit more to get more out of them on this. So I have moments like that I'm like, okay, but it's good to go back sometimes because I feel like, and even to continue dancing, because I feel like I can kind of redeem myself just a little bit. But yeah, looking back sometimes, when you're in it, sometimes you don't see what everybody else sees.
Right.
And then when you go back and look at it, you're like, yeah, I was slow that time. Yeah, I could have did better that time. You know, hard on ourselves. I do wish that we had like film. You know how like football players have film?
Mm-hmm.
They have a game on Saturday and then Sunday they go, or whatever day they go, and they sit there and watch the film.
Right.
I wish we could have did that.
Yeah, I feel like I like the fact that now we got a lot of people that's going to record, but at the same time, like, could we have had this, like, back then? Like, because it's only so many videos that we can actually find on YouTube from the previous years. But if we had the videographers that we have now recording back then, everything could be seen.
Yeah, I just really wish that because I know Miss Worthy, she used to record us, but we never looked at them. I think she maybe she went and looked at them. I don't remember going to look at them.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish there was like a day that we had, like maybe a Monday or something.
Right.
Before practice start. And we sit and watch the game. And we say, look, you weren't moving as hard. Or you see the difference. Or Jasma, you see how you were doing good at the beginning of the routine. And by the end, you slacked up. Maybe I didn't see that or feel that. But that translated as on the field. And doesn't look good. So let's work on that for next game. Like, I feel like that would have been very beneficial for me to see. Because there was a lot of things I wasn't seeing.
Right.
So when I go back, I'm like, yeah, yeah, but I didn't want to hear it, you know. So,
yeah. Okay. So with you as captain, name 13 other J-Sets that you would like to be on an all-star team.
13?
Mm-hmm.
So many. I wonder if I could. Okay, this like. Okay, I'm gonna start with Janier, Saki, Tara. I gotta put my baby little Kim in there. The ball of energy. Hila. Nadia. Some of the new girls I love or have loved, I would say Dom, Kayla, Tiara, Brittany, the other Memphis baby, Michaela. That's 11.
Mm-hmm.
Got 2 more, just 2. Afishana, I love Afishana. I've never danced with, well, I have danced with her before, but I wouldn't mind dancing again with Aquita.
Okay.
It's like, I think we did like an alumni thing together, but her energy too.
Okay.
It's so many.
Yeah, it's a lot of J-Sets.
I think she's so clean and fine. I would like to dance with her. And Shanika Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Energy. The twins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so many.
So many to choose from. But that team that you got, it'll knock.
And Dom, oh my God. So, Dom, I saw her do a routine online, YouTube.
Charlotte's tryout routine. Was that before she made the team?
I don't know what song it was, but baby.
Wait, was it, she was doing the tryout routine, like demonstrating?
Herself, she demonstrated.
Oh,
So,
I think it's the Make It Funky routine.
killed it. And Tiara, it's the routine she did.
Electricity.
I was like, I can't do that. But, ooh, she did that.
Right. She was throwing girls off with that routine. I was like...
Going, all these hands.
Right.
Girl.
I don't know how her mind works, but I'm going to have to find out because she had the insane routine. The routine that she did do for the trial, they did it in 15 to Labels or Love that year. But she comes up with some stuff that I'm like, okay, who thinks of this stuff?
It looks so good, like the delivery of it. You know, you never really know how the team is going to look doing it. But when you do see the demonstration of it, like, I'm like, okay, you did that. That was good. were both really clean, and it was just good.
Right. If the opportunity ever presented itself, would you take on the coordinator position?
Ooh, wee. No. Absolutely not. But let me tell you though, I definitely would love to go and like spend a week with them, 2 weeks, like take time from my life and maybe during the summer or whatever and just help out. And because for me right now, when I go back and look at times when I was there, it's a lot of stuff we do. We just did, like we would walk out on the field and we would just walk out there. You know, and we just walk, like we just instead of being like away, like to get, like it was so many things that I would look at as like older. I'm like, dang, like we should have been like an army, Jay says we should walk out on the field, like here we go. Stuff like that. I like to see that now with teams. So I try to incorporate it a little bit or whatever. But just to help out, I would definitely take time to help out with like little stuff like that. Yeah, okay. I love Chloe so much, and I love how the girls are like evolving and doing different stuff. So like I would just love to be a part of that. In the overall look of it, to be like, oh, they just look amazing. Like yeah, but I would not want to be the coordinator. It's just too much. Got my kids now, I got too much going on, but I definitely would always help.
Okay, so no the coordinator, but you would go back for band camp and help out for 2 weeks.
Definitely. I would definitely spend some time with them.
Okay. So what's a piece of advice that you would give to a current JSET or girls that are looking to try out in the future?
I would say don't be too hard on yourself, but be hard on yourself. And I mean that in a way like don't beat yourself up, but do your best. Always put your best foot forward, always. Because you don't really get any do-overs. The biggest do-over you may get is you can try out a few times and make the team. But once you make the team, when that first game is over, you can't get a first game again. It's so put your best foot forward within that moment. And that's just like that's my biggest advice, because that's what I would have took my own advice back then, because it's so many do-overs I wish I could get. I can't get the do-over. Yeah. So go hard. Best then, and yeah, that's my advice.
Okay. All right. So Mackenzie from Dallas asks, what helped you stay creative in terms of field?
Ooh, yeah. Well, first, getting help from other girls, being open to getting ideas and concepts from your teammates. That's one thing, because we're all so different and unique. And another thing is thinking outside the box. Even though something may seem ugly, you're like, oh, they look so stupid. But when I know that sounds funny, but when you do it though, the whole group can make it look good.
Right.
I would say thinking outside the box, and then not being afraid to try new things was something that I always, like, I wasn't afraid to try anything. I probably didn't feel like I could do it, but I would try it. And then if it worked, it worked. And I always would lean on my fellow JSS, like, hey girl, look, I'm struggling right here. I can't think of nothing. Can you help me? So yeah, that's what helps. And then when you see them do a move, oh my God, I see something else after that. That gets that creativity flowing, because you see them do something and you can visualize something else going right after it.
Right.
So all of that flows together.
Okay, teamwork.
Uh-huh.
All right, Catherine. We actually got a few questions from Catherine. Catherine from Hattiesburg asks, if you could have pranced in any years besides your own, which years would it be and why?
Ooh. It would be, I want to say it could have been maybe these last years with Kayla being captain. Because I loved the creativity. And then I'm at a point in my life where when I was just dancing recently, I was giving it everything I had. I feel like I could have went hard with them girls.
And you did, homecoming. All right, Catherine also asks, with your creative vision, what is it that keep your material as a JSET alum new and fresh and exciting? And what does tradition mean to that process and vision?
Okay, yeah. So I think that I have just incorporated tradition in the way that I teach anyway, because like my class that I was teaching, that I will continue to teach later on, is called Old School Set. Mm-hmm. And I said because I enjoy old songs. Mm-hmm. Not that every class will have an old song, mm-hmm. but that's kind of like what I like, and that's that tradition, right? That I was crying about when I was on. And so, like, okay, I like that. I love like a good old school, simple little count because you can go so hard with it. Mm-hmm. You know, you can switch it up any kind of way, and everybody will look really good doing it. So that's my motivation for that, and keeping that tradition like going. Like for me, it's just like a part of me. It's like there. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Okay. Girls going. Let me tell you, this stuff hard.
All right, Catherine also wants to know, how did the 16 count come about?
Which one?
You have a 16
just 16 counts. Mm-hmm. Period.
You had a 16 count that you did your year. And the video is so hard to find.
What I do?
If I can find it, because it's not before.
About though, I don't remember what it is.
Let me find it really quick. It's you did a 16 count, and I want to say it was 2005. It's so hard to find that video.
It's a Memphis thing, them 16 counts. So we always did them at home. You know what I mean? So I think that was probably my motivation, trying to just bring some Memphis there. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what the stand was, but I can tell you that my motivation was like, let me bring something from Memphis here. Yeah.
Before, I don't even think, I know from the time of you being captain to Dom's year, you had the only 16 count. Then Dom brought a 16 count, 15, and then Morgan continued it, and then Kayla continued it. So now it's becoming a little bit more prevalent for J6 to have a 16 count in the book.
Yeah, because it's just not a thing. Like, it was just always those 8 counts. Mm-hmm. But, you know, it's just that for me, it wasn't something that I was not familiar with. Mm-hmm. I'm like, we do 6 in Memphis. Let me tell you, at 2 counts. You know what I mean? Jesus. Like we had 16 to the front, turn that thing around to the back. It was something different, and then that was an 8 count. Mm-hmm. So I think it was just kind of normal in a way, and it was a way for me to sneak it in to bring something fresh, you know, into JSET, you know, especially with me being a captain. I'm like, I can bring something.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Montala from Chicago asks, what were some of the most important things to you when it came to defining yourself as a good captain?
I always like to lead by example. Like, it was important for me to go 100% if I'm asking these girls to go 100%. So, although I had some rough times mentally and emotionally, just that, because there was a time when YouTube was just becoming really a thing. Mm-hmm. It was like I can remember my freshman and sophomore year, but I know as my captain years progressed, YouTube was a thing, and seeing comments and reading things that weren't so good was hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I had moments where I didn't always go as hard as I may have wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But if there was ever a time that I asked for girls to go hard, I'm telling you, I was going 10 times harder.
Mm-hmm.
And I always wanted to lead by example. I remember a time my senior year where I had some weight issues. I had never really gained weight, and I gained weight that year in the beginning of the season, the summer, and it didn't look good on me.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know that because that was my first time gaining weight, and so then I just had to go extra hard. I would come and hit the track before the girls. So I was running 2 miles and then ran 2 miles with them.
Mm-hmm.
So then my energy started by the middle, maybe third or fourth game. I was back. I was like, okay, I didn't start off strong this year, but here we go. So I was like a little Energizer bunny, and I wanted the same thing out of them.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. So whenever you asked something of your squad, you made sure that you did, 10 times more than what they gave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. And I'm still like it. Like if I coach teams, I'm always able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, ain't no excuse.
Right.
Let's go.
It was like Janir.
Yes.
All right. Montala also asks, or she also says, tell us about a time when it was discouraging being captain or being a J-Set, and how did you overcome it?
So, back to what I was saying. So, as captain, there were so many days. Like, I knew I couldn't quit. Wasn't going to quit. It's not a part of my DNA. But, oh my God, they broke me down. Those YouTube comments, hearing people say stuff, it was so hard. And then wearing those little uniforms sometimes, and I knew I had picked up a little weight, had a little fat hanging over here and there sometimes, and I'm like, oh girl, you got to get it together. But, getting it together takes time.
Mm-hmm.
So in the meantime, you still got to dance. You still got to get out here, and you got to put on this show in front of these people.
Right.
And for the longest, when I was struggling with those things, I just would always I remember telling myself in the stands, I would be like, just dance. Just go hard. So they're going to call you fat, but at least you dancing.
Right.
So I just would push myself that way. But I did have moments where I would like cry, like during a game, or we could be on the field and I would just be like, feeling really bad. So I had a lot of moments like that. Probably just like my senior year was the worst. Like the beginning of that year, that summer, going into the first part of the year was like a time where I was struggling with myself, my insecurities, and then trying to get where I needed to be as a captain because all eyes were on me and I wasn't really doing too well, you know what I mean? And I would see that and hear what people say. It was so discouraging. But I just pushed myself and I actually leaned on the team. I would just ask them, do y'all think I'm doing a good job? And they're like, girl, yeah. I'm like, okay. And I remember calling Nadia one time before I hit the track before the girls. And I was crying. I was like, it's just so much, Miss Worthy on my butt. And I don't know, these people saying these things. And I just stopped looking at YouTube. I just stopped. And I cut all that off. And I just focused on the team and focused on getting myself better. And it got better.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had to just push.
YouTube can be your biggest fan or your biggest critic. So
it's like, if I couldn't deal with YouTube, how was I gonna deal with Instagram? I'm so thankful for Instagram. Woo, it's pressure.
Yeah, a lot. All right, so we're gonna do a little speed round.
Okay.
All right, favorite fast song.
Keep watching.
Okay. Favorite 3 uniforms.
Cutaway, Check Your Pants, and Tiger Girl.
Okay. Stands or feel?
Stands.
Favorite medium song?
Big ballin'.
Okay. Worst 3 uniforms.
Worst 3. Ooh. Christmas tree. Ooh. Junker fever. And what is that one? Fashion sense.
Oh, I hate it too. I'm glad you said I hate that uniform too. Hair down or ponytails?
Let me tell you, back hair down. But let me tell you, today I like a good ponytail.
Me too. I'm like, can we see like what game?
No, we used to wear them little drawstrings. They weren't good, but it's drawstrings now. They be long and pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Now
they can. That's the thing. It's like you can keep tradition, but it's a little bit, a little elevation to the ponytail. You get them the right ones.
Get that thing. Or curl, however you know.
Favorite slow song?
You know, Happy Feelings.
Okay. In terms of stands, Nancy's or Jazz Boots?
Stands?
Mm-hmm.
Jazz. No, Nancy's.
Okay. I like the flag.
I love how they look.
Okay. All right, so that was the little speed round. Let's say, like, out of both of your years as captain, which J-set would you say which crab gave you the hardest time? Like, you had to constantly be on them, like, do this, do that, do this?
Let's see. We had a crew that came in the summer of my senior year, I want to say. I think it's like Regina, could have been Regina, and a couple of her sisters. Oh, I had to get on them folks. It was a crew. It was like 4 of them. Yeah, they got it together, but their little crew, because they came in late in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because, even if you have danced or if you've never danced, I just feel, it's my feeling, I could be wrong, I feel like it takes about a good year for a dancer to get polished on their style. So that was just a rough transition.
Mm-hmm.
They were coming in late. So I got on like their whole little crew that came in that year.
Okay. When you did become captain, what was the advice that you gave your crabs to kind of motivate them to get to the point that you knew they can get to?
I don't remember exactly what I would say, but I'm sure it was something like push yourself, keep going. This not gonna be easy. Work hard. Find you someone that you admire or look up to that dances. Get with them.
Mm-hmm.
Watch them. Because I wanted my girls, the ones that were older, I wanted them to be good examples as well. So if you admire Saki, you like how Saki dances, well, we're all blending here. Try to look like Saki. Get with Saki.
Mm-hmm.
Or Kate, whoever it is that you admire, get with them. Try to look like them. Push yourself to be them. If it's not me, find somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because this is not for the weak, girl. You're gonna have to exert some energy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't run around and see you bent over.
All right.
So, like that.
Okay. All right. So the last question I have, and I'm pretty sure everyone else wants to know just as much as I do, can we expect to see Jasma for the 50th?
When is the 50th? This year? Next year?
Next year. 2021.
I don't know.
Okay, it wasn't a no. So we'll go with I don't know.
I don't know. There's a possibility. I know I'll be getting back into dancing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll just have to see how things progress with that group and as far as organization and how things flow, and then I'll be able to decide if I'll do it or not.
Okay, so it wasn't a no. All right, so it's a video from, I want to say it's your first year's captain. I just want to hear you say it. Everybody can't be a J-set.
That's a video. I hate that video.
It was, I liked it though. You're so saucy.
Everybody can't be a J-set. Everybody cannot be a J-set.
Or something with us, and yeah, what did I say?
You're like, everybody can't be a J-set. You said it's so soft and sweet though.
Well,
okay, this is, let me see if I can get her. I think I clicked the wrong buttons. I think I forgot how to screenshot on my phone. Okay. This is Ashley. Y'all look so much alike. It's like you got a twin from a different team. Morgan has a twin from a different team. Brandy has a twin from a different team. But y'all look so much alike. Y'all got the big hair.
She looks like my little sister. So I see.
It might be in the family. All right, so I do appreciate your time. If you do not know already, which you should know from the people, but you are definitely a legend. We do love going back to your year. We appreciate everything you did during your years as captain, even though you feel like you may have some regrets going back and watching those clips. Sometimes we can get stuff that we just crave to see now that you did back then, so we appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You feel so special. Like,
I know, like, it's when it comes to the J-Sits, even with the current girls, we do admire y'all so much because it's what y'all do. It's like you say, everybody can't do it. So for y'all to actually be able to, step into that space, give us this stuff every game, spit out new field shows each week if that's what it takes. We really do appreciate it. Even though we might be a little hard at times.
Hard.
We do appreciate it.
I know y'all just like to see it,
Mm-hmm.
And then, sometimes you can look at a person and do something, you're like, oh, just give me a little bit more. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't always get it,
mm-hmm.
but I get it.
All right, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. I feel like we hit in 2 hours, and I know they begin on me in the comments about being so long on these calls. But I do appreciate you for taking the time out your schedule. I know last week you were busy, which everybody probably was around that time, but
yeah,
I do appreciate you being able to squeeze me into your schedule to get this interview.
You're welcome. I was nervous. I'm always nervous about stuff. Like, what he gonna ask me? Am I gonna remember? But I am grateful that you asked me. I'm appreciative. I'm happy to have done this. And I hope I didn't sound too crazy, but that's
Not at all. Not at all. Yeah. All right. I'll see you on Instagram. Again, congratulations on the baby. I hope everything goes smoothly with the delivery process and you stay safe and healthy.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.